Yeah, during that period, I had just come back from Kenya.
Kenya.
Yeah, but something happened. I did get my visa approved during that time. Yeah, and then I remember during that same week we had mission week.
Akibuka omayenge yu adawite o ole hai.
Yeah, but I thank God. Of course, at a point I was depressed, but I kept on showing my family that I was okay because I didn't want them to lose energy because everyone was excited, and yeah, it was a rare opportunity that I had gotten.
Ati iyo mundu ekiru cyabya matunga obulinga buba neriuba hakutsibu nikwa mwabina kayuma umanya emberesha ba butibuku wewe.
Yeah, so fast forward, when we came for Revelation worship, I surrendered like everything to God, and I said, God, I pray that at least next year I'll also testify about something that you've done for me. I couldn't get this, but I believe you did this for a reason, and yeah.
Ati aberakasa okwa rutana olamalaba mahebyo si okuyesu abati mukama onyikolere ekintu ekyembagane.
Yeah, so I thank God that. So basically, at the beginning of the year, my project that I was doing in Kenya was done, so I was trying to look for like another job. Yeah, so I went through a certain season that was really hard, and then I also started struggling with fear for some time. I came to our youth pastor and told him I was going through so much, like a time of fear. I couldn't even sleep with lights off, like I was having a lot of fear.
Ati mwatunga akahulwa kakalire kutsibu mumasana obuba masa watata ukuwetu ama sharingana ama abandanayo kusangwa abina wote eriba hanene kutsibu.
Yeah, and one thing while I was seated today, I kept on saying, should I testify? I don't really talk in front of so many people. Yeah, so I thank God that season passed. He delivered me from fear. Yeah, because I was very afraid of everything during that season. I got to a point where I would end up sleeping like at 2 a.m. praying, but not praying because I would just be praying out of fear, and I felt like it was a hard season for me. Yeah, and then so in around like March, I applied for some opportunities. Yeah, and then in around August, in around July this year, yeah, I got a positive feedback. Yeah, I was called to do a training in Switzerland. So I remember I was supposed to get an endorsement, but one thing I told God was, I don't want to go through the same depression. I don't want to go through that. If this is not for me, just tell me and I will just turn down this opportunity right now. But if it's for me, I want you to give me an affirmation. And I remember the day that I received it, like, I don't remember the verse, but it's in Exodus. it said my presence will go with you and I'll give you rest. I think, yeah, that's how it goes. I saw it on X.
Oh, abenyebererwa. Hallelujah. Atomulo yo matungo babati mukama. Omabeni ule nayi. Ngabine ngagola chini ngalo mububu. Kandi atume mukama sako wandikiro mwa erilwayu ekitabu esura yu no mulondo yo. Ena ngabwa dichibali.
My presence will go with you and I'll give you rest.
Mukama uende haimanai. Olukengerwa lwawe wes eribya huli yawe eribya haimanai. Mabiri kengae.
Yeah, so actually I can say that the process went smoothly, and I remember like the visa came on time. Actually my visa came on the day of my flight.
Ajakiuka ebitambulisha mukasero kwa butukubu obeka isunza byasire kumabesunga.
Yeah, and I thank God very much because I was supposed to go for 1 week the other time, and this time I got an opportunity to visit Europe for 3 months.
Atimatunga akaisa akarenda wiki yengi satu ebulali owe Europa. Yes.
Yeah, I thank God very much because one thing I've learned is it's always good to give thanks to God, and the Bible still says that we overcame by the blood,
the power
of the blood. Yeah. Yeah, and the word of our testimony. I'm saying.
One by one. Praise
I'm
God.
saying I thank God because I've learned that it's always good to give thanks to God. And also because we overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. Yeah, so I really thank God that I went and came back safely. Yeah, and I also thank God that my family is okay. Yeah, because sometimes my fear was always like you might leave the country and then things don't go well back home. Yeah, so I really thank God for that. And also before I left, there is a preaching that I had. It was on yeah, it was on Messiah, usually the overnight that they have on Sunday. And they said it's always good to go back to where you prayed for something from and you give thanks to God. Yeah, because sometimes maybe we struggle with things in life. And maybe you should just look back and see that some of us will always say, God, if you do this for me, I'll do that, and then it so happens that he does it for you and then you forget. So I really wanted to thank God for that because yeah, and I also thank God for my church. Because one thing I've learned is the values that are instilled in you are both at home, like, and at church. Usually when we go out there, sometimes you might drift from them, but it's always good if you have a solid foundation. Our church so I thank God for that, and I thank God for my salvation, and Enjoy the night and be blessed.
Nyamwanga bazumule. Hallelujah. Mungu masikiwawe. You know, it's good to give thanks, to testify, because you overcome by the power of the blood of the Lamb. Hallelujah. Arise and we dance.